everyone, and welcome back to another video of Gaming with Daka. Today we're going to be taking a look at another Sumeru character's skills, Nilou, or Nilou, I don't know how to pronounce it. So, first of all, we have our normal attack, Dance of the Bowstring Moon, where we perform up to 3 consecutive sword strikes. Now, Nilou is a Hydro 5-star sword user, and usually we get 4 or 5 sword strikes. Here we're only getting 3. The charge attack is also special. We perform a twirling slash instead of what usually happens with the sword charge attack. We also have got our plunge attack and whatnot. The damage around level 10 is going to be 100%. You know, not too big. It's standard sword damage. Now the skill is the big one. We have Dance of the Seven Realms. Enters the pirouette state, dealing hydro damage to nearby opponents based on Nilou's max HP. While she's in the pirouette state, the normal and elemental attacks will cause her to enter the sword dance and whirling step stances respectively, causing damage she deals to be converted to hydro damage that cannot be overridden, and that is considered elemental skill damage. So, first we're going to get this pirouette state. This pirouette state is going to give you damage at level 10 of 6% of the max health. These normal and elemental attacks in the pirouette state will first of all cause her to enter sword dance, unleashes a watery moon that deals hydro damage to opponents it touches, and grants Nilou the lunar prayer effect. This effect converts Nilou's normal attacks into sword dance techniques, and her final hit will unleash a watery moon. So, first of all, it's going to get the sword dance. We're going to get damage to be converted to hydro damage that can not be overridden, and it's going to be it's going to create a watery moon, which is going to start with at level 10 at 12.9% of the max health. And it'll convert the normal attacks into sword dance techniques, which are going to be the one-hit damage at 8% and the two-hit damage at 9%. Then we're also going to get Whirling Steps, where Nilou unleashes a hurtling water wheel that deals AoE hydro damage and creates a tranquility aura that follows your active character around and applies wet to opponents within its AoE. And when you activate Whirling Steps, you're going to get at level 10, you're going to get almost 6% at 1 hit and around 7% at 2 hits. And the water wheel damage is going to do 9% at level 10. Now the pirouette duration is 10 seconds, the lunar prayer duration is 8 seconds, tranquility aura duration is 12 seconds, and the cooldown is 18 seconds. So after you enter this pirouette state, you can do a normal attack or an elemental attack to enter the sword dance stance. After you do the sword dance stance, you can do some more of these attacks, and we're going to get into the whirling step stance, eventually getting ourselves that tranquility aura, and having some slightly lower attack damage, but it's still going to be hydro, and we're going to have that water application with tranquility aura. Now the burst is really simple. It's just going to cause this Lotus of Distant Waters to bloom, dealing AoE hydro damage at level 10. That's going to be 44% of the max HP, and it'll and the lingering Aeon effect will apply, and that's after an interval, opponents affected by this effect will take hydro damage. So the damage of the lingering Aeon is going to be 54% of max health. The cooldown's 18 and the energy cost is 70, so it's a pretty expensive burst, but it also looks like a really big hitter. Now the passive skills. White Jade Lotus. When perfect cooking is achieved on food with adventure-related effects, there's a 12% chance to obtain double the product. Court of Dancing Petals. When all characters in the party are either Dendro or Hydro, and there's at least one Dendro and Hydro character, the flowery steps of the elemental skill will grant all nearby characters the Golden Chalice's bounty for 30 seconds. Under this bounty, we're going to get Elemental Mastery increased by 60 for 10 seconds when they are hit by Dendro attacks. Also, triggering the Bloom reaction will create Bountiful Cores instead of Dendro Cores, which will burst faster and they'll have larger AoEs. They can also now trigger more reactions, and it's considered damage dealt by Dendro Cores produced by Bloom. So basically, first of all, we're getting 60 more Elemental Mastery. Second of all, we're going to get these special cores that are going to explode with faster and a larger AoE. Lastly, we have the Dreamy Dance of Aeons. Each 1,000 points of health above 30,000 will cause the damage dealt by bountiful cores created by characters affected by the Chalice bounty effect to increase by 8%. So the maximum that can be achieved in this way is 300%. So basically, you want to stack Nilou with a bunch of HP. The attack does not matter. It is all about the HP. And it's got a very confusing skill, but I'm sure it can be worked in very well, and she will be a pretty good Hydra applicator because of her water tranquility aura that will follow your active character and apply wet to opponents. So what do you guys think about this character? I think she's going to be really complicated but fun to use. Tell me if you guys are going to get her in the comments below, but for now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and Gaming with Daka out.